Hello, good morning. And in business, Ghana Printers and Papers Converters Association says it wants a ban to be imposed on the importation of exercise and textbooks into the country. The association, according to its president, Ghanaian printing industry have adequate capacity to meet the total demand of the nation. In an interview with Joy Business after a press conference in Accra, President of the association, James Appiah-Beekun, also called on government to grant a tax waiver on importation of raw materials for the production in order to reduce the cost of their products on the market and to make exercise and textbooks more affordable for all.
It is common knowledge in the industry that there are three industries in this country who alone can meet all the exercise book needs of this country if they were in full production for only 4 months of the year. You may be surprised. They would do all the exercise book, they can meet all the exercise book needs of the entire country in 4 months. But the challenge has been that the cost of inputs and the cheapness of some of the books that are brought from outside the country make it, which are cheaper, okay? Up until this point, they are cheaper when they are brought into the country because from exercise book that they bring, they also do not pay taxes and VAT on what they bring in. Meanwhile, until now, people were paying same taxes on that are waived for imported ones on manufactured ones. So once the tables are turned and we look at a better regime and a more competitive, better competitive economic landscape. What I mean by that is if we are not paying taxes on the raw materials and we ought to compete with them, we should be able to do so. Apart from the fact that some of these countries engage in deliberate attempts to make it difficult for us to become competitive.
But that, how is that possible? I mean, as you said earlier, there's no free lunch anywhere. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, letting you bring in your raw materials free of charge, meanwhile you are using it for commercial purposes. How possible is that?
No, what I mean, what this should mean to all of us is that at the end of the day, the returns on getting them printed here is even higher than levying the taxes on the inputs.
Managing Director of Izwe Loans has identified the lack of accessibility as a major cause in the country's unbanked population. A research done by the World Bank in 2015 indicated that only 7.77 million, representing 30% of Ghana's population, own bank accounts. This, according to the Managing Director of Izwe Loans, Raymond Kwachi Bismarck, is as a result of banks not being able to reach customers in the hinterlands due to the lack of infrastructure. He spoke to Joy Business at the launch of the 5th anniversary of Izwe Loans in Accra.
We know that there is still a lot or a bigger chunk of the population that is still not banking. I don't think it's mainly because they have no banking needs. I think it's mainly because we are not reaching them. You know, what we have done as an institution, for instance, is to open branches, but also to find ways and means of letting the branches, the employees of these branches, reach customers, even in the rural areas. And it involves finding the right dedicated people, giving them the right training, and equipping them to be able to go into the hinterlands. And the question is, are we all ready and prepared to do that? And I don't think all financial institutions are prepared to do that. And they are not, yes, because in some cases the roads are not that developed. The infrastructure itself is not well developed. So it's really expensive, you know, to get your services to those areas. However, going forward, I see that the need of technology is very key because there are a lot of innovations that we can use as financial institutions to reach people in the hinterlands. There is a mobile phone. We know that internet is not well developed, so it's difficult, but every average Ghanaian has a mobile phone, and that is one tool that we can use. There are other tools that we can use to reach people, and we, for instance, have spent time developing these things to be able to reach customers.
That's all in business. My name is Emmanuel Abuaji Riafe. Good morning.